Back with us now, Congressman Byron Donalds from House Oversight. Congressman, we've got new details. These are bombshells. China paying millions of dollars for the Biden family brand. And Just the News reporting the FBI did have text messages that show Hunter Biden in 2015 during the Obama White House worked with China to buy U.S. oil and gas assets. What do you think of this story?
This is just more fuel to the proverbial fire. This is what we've all been knowing, is that Hunter Biden was the bag man for Joe Biden. Everybody needs to dismiss this stuff that, oh, he just cares about his son, or even that Hunter was smoking crack, which is a terrible thing to do, and he was. The truth is that Hunter Biden is a bag man. His job was to help sell the brand, as Devon Archer testified to. Sell the brand, which is access to Joe Biden. And through that brand, the Biden family would make millions of dollars. And by the way, America, they would conceal that money from the American people because they would route that money through 20 different shell companies and LLCs, all for the benefit of the Bidens to get rich. And by the way, I don't think the Bidens paid their fair share either.
But this is affecting U.S. foreign policy, Congressman, right? I mean, so U.S. energy independence, U.S. energy is foreign policy. It's national security policy. I mean, House Oversight Chair James Comer had sent a letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen about Hunter demanding why Hunter tried to help sell to China U.S. nat gas from 5 U.S. states back in 2017. And then China sent Hunter a nearly 40-page detailed plan with maps of U.S. states and their nat gas reserves. And then China pays the Biden family $5 million in anticipation of these deals.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. This is a shot to our national security and our energy security as well. And there's more than that. Hunter Biden helped facilitate the sale of a cobalt mine in Africa to a Chinese front company for the CCP. He was a part of that as well. The New York Times reported on that. I believe it was back in 2017 or 2018. They reported on that sale. And so you got to understand, this is what's been occurring. Last piece of this is, what has Joe Biden's energy plan been? Solar panels, electric batteries. Well, who does that favor? That only favors the Chinese because they dominate the globe when it comes to these minerals that are purchased and that are dug up for the entire creation of solar panels and electric batteries.
Yeah, so
we are being set up as a country while the Bidens get rich.
That would make the United States dependent on China, right? Energy dependent on China. That's one part of it. Also, you know, the Devon Archer testimony, basically, he was saying that Hunter and Devon Archer were working with Burisma to help Ukraine become energy independent. It's all the ironies is that as Joe Biden's energy policies are making the U.S. less energy independent. We want to turn to this. A whistleblower who worked the CEFC transaction, this is China's CEFC, told House Oversight Republicans that Joe Biden would be a, quote, obfuscated partner, a hidden partner in the deals with China. That Hunter Biden would hold the 10% of the joint venture on behalf of Joe Biden. Also, Joe Biden met with CEF Chinese officials at the Four Seasons in D.C., despite all of his denials, that he didn't know anything about what Hunter was doing.
Listen, it's all bombshell information. Hunter Biden has been lying. Joe Biden has definitely been lying. And the whole purpose is to cover it up. It's a tragedy, but the CEFC documentation is true. We can see the money flow going from them to one of Hunter Biden's holding companies and so on and so forth. Remember, everybody remembers the moniker, hold the 10% back for the big guy. What'd you think they were talking about? It wasn't Skittles. It was CEFC ownership and all these other transactions that have been going on. So what I believe is pretty clear at this point is that Joe Biden knows that Hunter Biden was an unregistered foreign agent. He encouraged him to be an unregistered foreign agent. In my view, that makes him a co-conspirator to that fact, and those are grounds for impeachment, in my view.
And Congressman, what really comes forward here in this story is how Hunter Biden was working. And we understand his issues. We understand the problems. We have sympathy and compassion for it. But you do not put a for sale sign on the White House. You do not try to deflect and distract from what you are doing in your own corruption scandal by trying to play on the sympathies of the United States, Congressman, because Hunter Biden was working with corrupt officials in Ukraine. in China. They were individuals charged with corruption in other nations as well. So isn't that, in and of itself, a national security risk to the United States?
It absolutely is, but I will add one thing to this. They didn't put one White House up for sale. They put up 2 White Houses up for sale, because the beginning of this saga was when Barack Obama was president and Joe Biden was vice president. That's when they set up all the shell companies. That's when they set up all the accounts. When Joe Biden would be on Air Force 2 going to the countries that Barack Obama gave him oversight over, where was Hunter Biden? He was right next to his daddy selling influence.
Well,
so
where
this
was
happened
Obama?
under the Obama administration, and now it's happening under the Biden administration, and our adversaries are being paid off while the Bidens get rich.
The former President Obama's silence, what do you make of it? Where is he coming in on this?
Oh, his silence is deafening. He doesn't tweet that much unless it's something dealing with politics. But there's several things with the former administration. Not only do you have that, they've been very silent on the fact that they allowed Donald Trump's campaign to be spied on with phony information, and they were briefed that it was phony information. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered from the head of that administration.
Congressman Donalds, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good weekend.